Hey, what's going on, guys? In today's video I'll be showing you my logo animation process, that is starting from the Adobe Illustrator, preparing the file for animation, and in After Effects what I did to animate this logo right here. So without much further ado, let's get started. So right here in Adobe Illustrator, I already have my logo design and I already visualize how I'm going to animate it in Adobe After Effects. So for the first thing you see is this red lines right here. So these red lines will be used for the animation process in After Effects. So the first thing to do to prepare a file for animation is that you have to come to this layer tab right here, and then you see everything's on a single layer. And I don't want it to be on a single layer because I'll be animating each of these layers right here separately or individually. And as you can see, if I bring this down, you see all of the layers right here. So I need to separate them so that all of them will be on a separate layer. So to do that, I'm going to select this layer, and then I come right here to release layers to sequence, and I click. So all of them now on on the separate layer. So I'm just going to select all of them, and then I bring this out of this layer 5. Then I delete this layer 5 because I don't need that anymore, and then you can now save it. So all of them will be on a separate layer and will be easy for animation in After Effects. So right here in After Effects, I'm going to bring in the logo animation file, and then I'm just going to allow it at composition, and then the footage dimensions I'm going to allow a layer size, and I hit OK. So I'm just going to double click right here, and then you can see it has black background because that's the default. As a change, I can press Ctrl K to open the composition setting. Then I can just change this to white, hit OK, and OK. So for the animation, as you can see right here, I have the studio text and then I have the icon. So I'll start by animating this icon right here. So since I'm animating this icon, let me just hide all of this text right here so that I'll focus on this icon only. Okay, so for this icon right here, I'll just have to select all of them. I'll right click and come to create shapes from vector layer. And then I'm just going to delete all of these Illustrator files because I don't need it anymore. So with that done, I'll start by animating this black box behind. So for the animation, I'm just going to use the path to animate it. So I'll just come right down here, come to content, the group 1, then path. For the path, I'm just going to send in the first keyframe, then I move about a second ahead. Right here will be fine. Set another keyframe right here. Then for the start, I'm just going to take in my pen tool, select the pen tool, you press G on your keyboard to do that. Then I select the anchor points that I want. Then I'll just bring this down just like this, somewhere around here, so you'll not be really visible at the start. Then when it moves ahead, it reveals the entire logo with the entire shape. So I'm going to select all of these keyframes, hit F9 to easy keyframes, come to my graphics tool, and then I bring the handles in. So let's see. Yeah, that's fine. And then after doing that, the next thing I'm going to do is to animate this other shape here, this triangle shape and this J. So I'm just going to select the 2 layers, and then since they are here and they're not visible, I'm just going to bring this in so that they can be visible. And then I press P for the position property, and then I set the keyframes, move a second ahead by pressing Ctrl Shift and the right arrow key 3 times because I'm working with 30 frames per second. So if I press this 2 times, I'm going to move 30 frames, which is equals to the second. So I'm going to set the other keyframes right here. So for start right here, I'm going to bring this down to somewhere around here. Yeah, that will be fine. And then bring the playhead right here, select all of these keyframes, hit F9 easy keyframes too, and then go to my graphics tool and do the same thing here. So with that done, I'm just going to bring this back right here, somewhere around here. As you can see in the main logo right here, you see it has a blue box right here. You have a blue shape right here before this black shape. So I'm just going to come right here and then duplicate this by pressing Ctrl Z to duplicate it. Select these 3 layers right here, then I just bring it somewhere around here. Select this first layer here, change the color to something around blue. Hit OK, and then you can see it animates with the blue before the black. So right now with that done, I'll be animating the position because as you can see for this main logo right here, it starts let me zoom out. It starts at the center of the composition to animate, then it now moves out somewhere around here. So to do that, I'll be using a null object to parent all of these to the null object and put it at the center. To bring in a null layer, I'm just going to press Ctrl Shift and Y. So I'm just going to bring this somewhere around here. Then center the anchor point of this null layer by holding Ctrl and double clicking on the pan behind tool. This will put the anchor point at the center. I come right here to the align tab and center the anchor point right here at the center of my composition. I'll select all of these layers right here and then just equip this to the null layer. After doing that, I'll just come right here at the start of the null layer, press P for the position property, set the first keyframe, and then let me see, I'll move where the animation is over, somewhere around here. But let me just review this by pressing this layer here. Okay, somewhere around here, and I'll set a property here. Move back again to the start. So since I want to preview the animation, I'll just bring this null layer right somewhere around here, and then I now bring this somewhere around, let's say here. I think this should be at the center. Yeah, that will work just fine. We'll bring this back in. I'm just going to copy this first keyframe here and I paste it so that I'll know where I'm working. I know what I'm working with. So for the start, I'm just going to put it right here. So when this J reaches at the center of this box here, I'll now want it to move right here at its first position. So I'm just going to bring it about, let's say, 10 frames. And then I'll bring this in somewhere around here. Select the keyframes, hit F9 to easy keyframes. Go to my graph editor, then I do the magic right here by changing this handle right here. If I preview the animation, let's see. So that's what I want. First start like this, then it moves to the left. So after doing that, the next thing for me to animate will be the text. And to animate this text layer right here, if I unhide all of these things, you see that I have two layers, and the first layer is this red text right here, and then the black. So this red text here will be used as let's say as a mask. I'll be using it as a mask to reveal this black text right here. So to show you what I mean, the first thing is that all of these layers right here, you see these red layers are started right above here, and then the main text is below. That is this other black text right here. But I don't really want it to be like that. I want this, like, for example, see this O right here, the red text that corresponds with it is right above here. So I'm just going to like arrange this layer so that it starts with S and ends with the O. So let me just do that. I'll just fast forward the video and adjust every layer right here. Great. So all of them are now arranged, as you can see right here. So what I'm going to do again is that I'm going to select all of these layers right here, right click, and then I go to pre-compose, and I'm just going to type in text. So the reason for pre-composing is that I want to just work with this text on its own separate composition. So I'm just going to double click on this text to open it right here, and then I'll be animating this red text here above, because that's the main thing right here, because it will be used to review this text below. So to animate this, I'm just going to use a trim path. So since I'll be using the trim path, I can't use a trim path on this let's say on this layer right here, on the vector layer. You need to change it to a shape layer. And so that I'm just going to select all of these mask layers right here, right click, and then I go to create shapes from vector layer, and then I can now delete all of these other vector layers that are on one. So to now animate, I'll be using the trim path to animate this, as I earlier said. So I'm just going to select the layer right here, come down and take add trim path, set the first keyframe right here using the N property, move about a second ahead somewhere around here. Yeah, I think this is the second. Set another keyframe right here, and then for the start, I'm just going to bring it down to 0. Select the keyframes, hit F9 to easy keyframes, go to my graph editor, and then I bring the handle in. So I'm just going to select all of these two keyframes, press Ctrl C to copy the keyframes, then I press U to make just the keyframes to be visible. Select all of these other layers here, press Ctrl V to paste those keyframes here, so that it will ease the animation process than to do it one after another. So after doing that, if I press the play button, you see all of them animate in. But right here I have a little issue, because for this eye, let's say this eye here, it does not fill in this blue part here. So I'm just going to select the pen tool, and then I adjust this right here, just bring it up, then I increase the width so it covers everything. That's good. So after doing that, I'll now set the mask in respectively. So for this layer right here, I'm just going to use the alpha made. If I select that, you now see it disappears, and I'm going to do it for all of these vector layers right here. That's good. So if I hit the play button right now, you now see everything animates. but again you can see that all of them animate in the same time, but that's not really what I want, because I want them to animate individually, that's one after the other. And again I have to set in the position property, because you see for this main logo right here, let me just open the studio, the text layer right here, you see it comes in one after the other and it slides in using the position property. So to do that, the first thing I'm going to do is that for this mask layers, I'm going to parent it to this main layer right here, this vector layer here. So I'm just going to drag in this big whip and place it right here. Great. So after doing that, the next thing I'm going to do is that I'll select all of these vector layers, press P for the position, then I set in the keyframes, move about, let's say 20 frames ahead, somewhere around here, set another keyframe. So for the first keyframes, I'm just going to move this somewhere around here so it slides into the left. Select all of the keyframes, hit F9 easy, and then go to my graph editor and then adjust the handle. The next thing to do now is that I will have to offset this layer so that it comes in one after the other. I will offset it by 3 frames. So to do that, I'm going to hold Ctrl and pressing the right arrow key 3 times to move 3 frames, and that's what I'll do to offset all of these layers. Play this again and see how it looks right now. I think this is just fine. I like the way it is. So to add in the color behind, so I'll come right here to this composition layer, duplicate that, and then for this text too, I'm just going to bring it in right here. Then I offset everything again. Then I'll select this text 2 layer here that I want to put in the color. So with that selected, I'm going to come into this effect and presets, drag in the fill, and place somewhere around there. So if I play this, you see that the default color is red, but that's not what I want. I want it to be something blue. So I'm just going to click right here, then I change it to blue. And then if I play this again, great. So the final thing for me to do is that I'll come into this main layer right here that I'm animating. Then I'll bring this for this text right here. So for this text right here, I'm going to reposition it. And to reposition that, I'm going to bring it somewhere around here, where this icon will be moving to the left. So I'll just bring it somewhere right here. Great. And then I play it and see how it works. Great. So I think this works perfectly just the way I want. Please do subscribe to the channel and like the video. Thanks for watching. See you in the next video. Peace out.